Crab is one of the biggest staples for some fishermen on the Central Coast, but the starting date to catch them has now been moved back, causing local fishermen and businesses to feel the impact. KSBY News reporter Michael Torres is live in Morro Bay with that story. Michael?
Well, Richard, in an effort to try to limit whale and turtle entanglement, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife has pushed back the start of the Dungeness crab fishing season. It's a season that's already been cut by 2.5 months. And for some local fishermen like the ones here behind me, it's getting harder to keep their business afloat.
Could you go home and take a week off with no pay, or 2 weeks, or 3 months, like we're forced to? Not very many people can.
Lori French and her husband own a fishing boat in Morro Bay. Their main catch is Dungeness crab. French says with the season becoming months shorter and now being delayed another week, it's been difficult for their business, as they have fewer than 20 weeks out of the year to work with.
About 17 weeks to make probably 75 to 80% of our income for the year, and that's a lot of pressure on everybody. Nobody wants to be underneath that.
Local fishermen being set back a week has forced some businesses in the area to make some changes. Instead of getting their crab fresh from the docks just hundreds of feet away, they look to other states for help. Doing so can increase prices for customers.
If we have to source it from out of state, whether it's Oregon or Washington, what have you, that typically drives the price up a little bit. We have trucking costs to incur. Sometimes we have plane costs if we want to fly things in from Alaska. So it's always going to be a little bit cheaper if we can source local.
Giovanni DeGaramore owns Giovanni's Fish Market in Morro Bay. He says the out-of-state Dungeness crab currently in stock costs $12 a pound. When it's local, that number drops below $10, even as low as $6 a pound.
When the crab is local, it's a little bit cheaper, and we do see that sales go up because, a 2-pound crab at, $6 a pound is about 12 bucks. A 2-pound crab at, $12 a pound is about 25 bucks. So, that's a 100% difference in price to the consumer.
French says making up for lost time is going to be a challenge.
We cannot afford to lose any day where there's good weather right now, not in this short a season.
The new official start date in California for commercial fishing of Dungeness crab is November 22nd, just before one of the busiest times of the year for fishermen, Thanksgiving. Live in Morro Bay, Michael Torres, KSBY News.
All right, Michael, thank you. California Department of Fish and Wildlife hope that the extra week layoff will give migrating whales enough time to move south away from commercial fishing gear.